wild. Fast play in towards B. There's no one here. FaZe maybe not aware of who's supposed to be playing this one because they've got no presence on it. Brokey still going to be able to collect the kill. Swinging back in, but 3D Max are wasting no time. And a massacre up close now falls to Twistzz, who cannot hold on. So 2-on-2 in the post. Bomb ticking away. And the dance on top with Kerrigan and Rain. The old vets working as a duo one more time. Gravity. Gonna have to fix that in my brain. Making some moves, making some noise. Rain over top of Thomas. Can't find the killing blow, but body shots will be enough. Time enough for the defuse. And it's like he never left.
Or started off there already with a clutch. B-side there, and it almost felt like they were still trying to sort out their positions.
It is a good point. FaZe haven't played Train since April. April the 6th. Oh my goodness. Working it back into the pool, perhaps, mixing things up, changing things around. We'll see how much of a handle they have on it with Twistzz now in the roster. Maybe the urge to change, but Maka dealing out headshots. Doesn't care what map we're on. Dunkers are all they need. Rain will not be able to silence them in this round. Nothing doing there. Maka answers back. You want to chirp after a pistol?
Looking for the challenge up against Kerrigan. They're going to move past that smoke. That's not going to be respected at all, but blinded up here. Kerrigan trying to transfer the spray. Just so much damage. And two players ready to react off the back of Kerrigan's information. A 4v4. Able to avoid the no exercise. He will be dropped eventually. Raid just keeps on spamming.
Does mean it's going to be a long time before he can actually get through. Gravity trying to play the edge of this smoke, leaving a little gap in it, but Lucky needs to get that bomb down. Oh man, and Frozen is familiar with that particular trick. Couple kills from Lucky, a third found as well, and now a clutch. And now that positioning comes back to cost because Rain has to cover so much ground just to get into this. His position now revealed, element of surprise gone for a little bit of chip damage off that HE. A head spotted. But Lucky snaps around in time, and Rain playing with the ladder cannot get the element of surprise. Lucky.
And it's a dominant start here. HE is doing damage early, but scaling from Gravity. Already got caught by Rain. Able to use that ladder to full effect. Lucky looking now to fill the position. Try and create some gaps here, and these pistols are ready to deal with the pressure. So much attention has to be drawn up. It's a shooting gallery for Lucky. Has to fire all over. A couple of kills start to fill the feed here. Frozen next at bat. The trades are quick, but FaZe can't sustain with the pistols. It's just Kerrigan in a 1v2.
And Lucky again picking up the pieces, but this time he's not going to be the be-all, end-all. Shots through smoke, and Maka stands strong. You might have heard him. Got a big old tomb in Paris. But Gravity's still building his legacy. As a tactician, it helps when your Opera gets the first kill. That makes everything a lot easier. Kerrigan gonna try and fix for this problem and somehow catches Gravity looking the wrong way. Trade wasn't quite there, spacing a little awkward, and now they want this kill with Gravity, but Rain's hunting forward. Now they fight together. And XFC's with too many targets, he could do some damage. But he cannot keep the bomb under control. So now, Frozen wants to take the space, wants to chew up all this real estate, and delivering headshots will have exactly that. Body is totally out of position. So 20 seconds actually to give him the time, but this means Twistzz is going to play to deny the plant. Body has to challenge his sightlines. He knows that time pressure alone gives it to him, and so Twistzz plays the patient game. He was the wild card shuffled into the deck. And you put a ball, you drop that, and the trains have to zoom up one at a time to hit the ball? I'm not sure. We're going to workshop this one. 3D Max is going to workshop some control. Gravity not going to be able to get that on the A side, but he might hold presence here as a little bit of a fake thrown out. Good damage done, though. Frozen holding far back, and now his teammates can get involved in the action. Twistzz ripping heads from shoulders. This is looking great for FaZe. There is just one man. Well, this might be an exercise in futility. XFC's will have to tuck in for a save. Then I feel like we're really
gotta have trains turn on the dime as well, so that's gonna be pretty tricky.
This could get wild. Body Great opener. Here's where the limits were showing for 3D Max, and that makes it a lot easier to build your path. No op still, I will point out as well for FaZe. So we'll see when Brokey chooses to bring that to bear.
Oh, such a surprising move. Need a trade here. Can't find it. Frozen holds up for 2 somehow. The opportunity for 3D Max to take full control of this round is instead Frozen walking away with full health here. How do you recover? Exorcist with a chance.
He might be overlooked. There was a clear catch timing, but obviously he doesn't know.
Still trying to challenge this B site right now. Frozen still at the helm. Keep feeding the hot hand. Another one. Gonna give him a go. Just had to pick up the gun, but shows the bomb. Now Exorcist trying to work his way through. Kerrigan in a tough head-to-head wins it, though. 3D Max with a man advantage and a chance for much, much more, but Frozen ices out the round.
And you don't even have armor here, so it's not worth trying to put together a save on this. Surely.
How did he not have... Did he... What?
He sacrificed for a teammate here.
Oh, okay, I see.
Make it happen. Retrieve that teammate's gun. Just a nice guy. And unfortunately, that lack of armor makes that particular engagement quite difficult indeed. Aim, meet, punch.
The reality that they're facing in the future, but for now, you're able to still rock with the squad and Twistzz instant onto Maka.
Rain is that element out towards Ivy. Here comes the motion. Smokes to close the gaps, to give them a little bit of room to rumble, and now they're getting close to that train car, but Twistzz sending bullets through said smoke. Crashes the first toll. Lucky's gained ground, but not for long. Quickly rebuffed here by FaZe, and this one is good for a 6th. Now you'll note...
Second time he's going to bring it out. Look at him. Give them a lead heading into that second half, something that I would say is necessary for FaZe. They want to have some smiles on their faces.
Nice catch. Rain peering over in towards T-Con, gets them started early here. That's what they're looking for. And this time, Brokey gonna make the impact of that gun felt. Good kill coming through. That was a huge risk, but Maka sprays down 2, blind firing, picks the right spot, and now body creeping around the lip. Rain looks away at the wrong moment. Timing brutal here to leave it into a clutch. Maka and Kerrigan dancing with death, and Maka's crept forward, which means that he's gonna know Kerrigan's backed away, can slip through Z. Anticipate this particular maneuver, give themselves a lot of time to plant this bomb and choose this spot.
Rain. Rather, Kerrigan gonna have to use some of that full utility that he has alongside of a kit, but already has to face. I mean, Maka right around the corner. Is Kerrigan gonna expect this? Goes unnoticed right there. Maka gonna walk away with the equalizer here. We're knotted up at the half.
They've got the dualies here. If they could start well, get the economy under them, we might be seeing FaZe in the rearview mirror here on this train, which, considering this is their first match since April, maybe not the most surprising thing. Still, though, Rain lighting the way, drenching 3D Max with bullets.
So many different ways to get through that setup, and they figure out the right one, forcing them further and further back here. Absolutely no damage done out of these pistols from 3D Max here, and the cutoff here. Lucky no one, he needs a headshot. 12 HP, feeling the pressure. Twistzz just selling the attention right now, and the walkout towards this A side should be happening soon. Now Twistzz falls, but it only leaves extra seats on this A side.
It's got to be a magic. He's got to be a hero, and he's already dinked up, and bullets through smoke finish him off. Just no chance there. Twistzz was just selling the fake, and he had such success with it that by the time his teammates execute, there's just not much left. Maka, last man, will get an assassination on Rain, but at this point it seems like he's thinking more about damage than he is about any potential to impact the round, and how could you blame him? Out of position, out of health, no kit, no time, no chance. FaZe find a pistol they need. A killer one, perhaps.
Yeah, they just want to instantly land all of these shots here. Started landing the headshots out of the Glocks and calling some loose structure, but letting these firepower pieces go unleashed.
It is Gravity who needs the first information off of this. There's the spot, goes 1 for 1. That sets up Exorcist, though, who can line up 2 more. Now the bomb dropped. Time an issue, and players out of position to try to recover this package, even if they get past the man in hell. There's one more hurdle to overcome. That's Mr. Body, who holds the line all under one, and Body will allow no more ideas about this round.
Good positioning from 3D Max. Sets a tone for these gun rounds here. Things gonna get a little bit more challenging if Kerrigan can't start to make some differences here with the Tech 9. Takes a while to go down and does some damage before he heads out. Gravity doesn't want to fade away, so he's caught with his P2000 to defend up against these AKs, and he will topple over as well. FaZe turn it up to 10 here, and Maka with the op trying to save this round from getting too far out of control, but stepping into the limelight. Twistzz will shut it down. XRC still on the scene here, able to thread in some more damage with its A1S.
He's been the backstop in a couple of these rounds already. That last piece, without whom the site may crumble. But finding the kills and staying alive most critically. Now keeping the doubt in the minds of FaZe. They might concede this bomb plant, but the trick is the round. And 3D Max understand the stakes. Frozen's going looking. They've got time to play with.
So making sure that for close. Security in this post plant. That's the big challenge here. So unsure of where these players are. They're backed up into a wall.
They're both working as duos. It's all going to come to a head here in Z. Everybody's on the line. And a spray transfer, not expecting the second XSCs. Once again, the backstop that 3D Max require. Players just on the edge of the smoke, looking for this fight with Lucky on the fade. Are they prepared for him to be this up close? Flashman to try and get out. First player rebuffed. It's an AUG out in the field of play. Don't see those very often anymore. And right now, it seems like it's all coming the way. Oh, good old 3D Max. That's a Crim special right there. The AUG on train.
Yeah. A pretty useful mineral.
Nice swings from body, takes the initiative here, but Maka right behind. That was bold, and now opportunity's been created, and Frozen will keep those options open. Limiting the ability to work around on the periphery, XRCs needs to be the man. If he's good for 2, now would be the time for it, for sure. And he slid past Twistzz. Oh my. Oh. Does he think to check back? Gave it a look, but I think Twistzz was already past the smoke. This has gotten real weird.
Look at the bomb.
He's thinking that someone's got to be... What? Where? How? And indeed, Twistzz finds the flank, eventually brings it through. Complete confusion there for XRCs as he was just wondering where the hell they'd got to. Too many things to cover.
Thank you, Rain.
Keeping it fighting here. And for a team that's barely played the train of late. Might be going to plan. Kerrigan nearly puts out a teammate. And this one's not starting any better now. That their eyes have cleared. Twistzz trying to create space, but no one's coming along for the ride. And it seems like this might just be a shutdown, calling the faster play, but Frozen has different ideas for a moment. He's melted. All to Brokey now, rifle in hand, overwhelmed from every direction. A USP to find the final shot and put 3D Max onto map point. Perhaps
on scene as well.
Living up to his name a bit in that one. To not get punished. Space. Kerrigan spotted a need, but no more. Flicking around, trying to make the inroads. Down he goes. And it's Lucky who's shutting down the play. Advantage for the moment. Good for 2. XSCs has 2 opportunities here. The buffer stop comes into play. As Frozen tries to get that bomb over towards a plant. But it's still this man in hell. And he is certainly stopping any momentum out from FaZe. Body on the last, and that is 3D Max with a compelling victory here on train, commanding once the half switch came through.
Their opponent here. That's outside the server. That's for the cosmetics. See what they could do inside of it. Frozen with a quick sideline. XRC's the guy that was locking it down on the CT side on that last map. Is sidelined early. Still have a player inside the pit, making things interesting. Maka next to at bat. Frozen still challenging here. Looked like he had his crosshair on the money. Instead of fade away from Maka. Finds another to keep things nice and even.
Picking up the mantle of the good for 2. Someone had to get it out of that position. And now this is interesting, right? Because Kerrigan has kept some options open. He's making his way in towards B, and nobody's looking this direction from 3D Max. How would they expect this? So might be able to catch things off guard. Teammates rotating all the way through. Kerrigan saying, I have everything here.
Yeah, how active is Body going to be? Is he going to work his way in through the lower side and cut off the bomb? I'm just going to create some challenges.
Be huge. He'll hear the footsteps if they go loud with it. Shift pressed. No. They come off of it. Now he certainly knows. Able to drop the 1, but not the second. So sacrificial rain works out still to get this bomb in towards the site. Now they got a flash to try and cross it. Looking for that plant. Holding Lucky at bay. Bomb going down. It's a 2-on-2 retake. But with at least that plant money secured now, Gravity and Lucky look to make their way back through. There's the check. Now the spot. They know a player's coming out of the tunnels, trying to keep him at bay. Lucky looking to make some space for his comrade. Now everybody knows what's happening through here, but Brokey's the one who finds the shot needed and the follow-up.
You do start to see the scale towards long, and that can create some problems. This is well-timed aggression coming through from Exorcist, but it's going to require big defense out of the scout.
Nice nadage. Oh, good impact off the 5-7. Lucky is making a mess of this for FaZe. Bomb toppled on the ground, and now Gravity brings them crashing down. It falls to Frozen now to try and pick up the pieces of this one, as again the force play seems to have thwarted them. Damage on, and Gravity able to swing back in with that picked up AK. Devastation for FaZe. Maybe use that to coach up some younger prospects, maybe give them that experience. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know nothing. Body. Can't see nothing. But Maka, quick on the scope, trying to get some teammates back around here. They'll keep him alive. He's got that smoke to play off of, and through the door, they're hunting Kerrigan. They want to get this retake off to a bang, and Kerrigan will be limiting it. Still, Maka makes this a possibility.
Do you want to go for this 3v3?
They've got lots of util, right? 3 smokes, 2 incendiaries to try and section off these plays. They've got the positioning. It's just he's getting into the spot on tunnels. They're giving it a look.
Gotta get a move on. They're gonna time themselves out. I think they might have just felt enough of that aggression baited out, but they are bailing. They're gonna look for kills instead. Brokey gonna fight his way out of this position, and they will find everyone. Not enough time for the defuse though. So we're gonna give it an op recovery. Oh my gosh. I'm almost working perfectly here, trying to thread in an angle, but they're gonna go on the edge of this smoke. Here's a big visual granted for Maka. Such a thin angle, but dealing with the jump up from Frozen.
I'm thinking if you get knocked out early, maybe it's like a handicap. If you keep dying, you unlock the dodgeball prowess. Twistzz trying to make some inroads here, balls or no. He knows ball, but he doesn't know that Maka's in the back of the site. Still, headshots landing, and Brokey doing damage as well. The bomb can be planted, and this is a very different game we're playing now. Still a Molotov for Twistzz. He's gonna buy extra time on this retake. 2 incendiaries to try and get back through, but no kits. Critically, I don't know if one's down. There is one down by the fence. That will be tough to retrieve in time. Everything hangs on the edge, and the incendiaries choose the wrong spot. One backside would have caused problems for the op, but instead now it's all clean. What a round for Twistzz and Brokey.
Come back here, not only in this map, but in this series, starting to get the T-side rolling. Despite the man deficits, they're going to have to do it again. Twistzz this time sidelined early.
Who's familiar? Gonna require some adjustment.
After those opening picks, they do...
Oh my. Is there a flashbang? There's a flashbang. He goes through. Kerrigan's so blind. That's massive. An upgrade available, but trying to grab that gun leaves himself overexposed. So advantage minimized, at least for the moment, and now they're going to try and use that opportunity to get in towards B. There's still 2 players here, though, in the defense. And so Rain rebuffed. I'll have to take a moment, take a pause. There's going to be a smoke. There is going to be a split in towards B. This is going to be the challenge, and none of the A players adjusting just yet means that it is onto this twosome.
Oh gosh, yeah, Body's so exposed right now. Fortunate that they're tossing utility out before they make their move. Body has to prepare himself, and instantly getting stunned by the shots that are being landed. Rain cracking things open. Nothing out of Body either. Clean entries. 3D Max finding themselves turtling on the bomb site. Get completely exposed, and I mean, you're seeing initiative out of Maka to try this retake, but again, no kits, and this time, no utility. You've got to back out.
Yeah.
FaZe continue working this B side, being able to split his attention in between Catwalk and CT and help out with those mid to B attacks, but that doesn't seem to be a luxury. As you said, sometimes with the advantages that are picked up, you lose out that player, but...
It's interesting as well, with the alt moving off, now there was no problem with that smoke, so I would imagine that is a little bit of a header coming through. Maka, focus here on long. You're going to have to deal with him again. He's going to connect, but can't get away. The rifle was close up, and XLC's dropped as well into the dumpster. Twistzz, a 2-piece, and a Molotov going for Lucky. He has to face, but Twistzz isn't covering his own utility. Now the tunnels player lost. Things get very interesting indeed. Kerrigan trying to find some space towards mid, but that gap is covered. And it falls to Rain. The man who's on his way out, called back for one last hurrah with the squad, now has it all to do. And so Rain, with 45 seconds to cook, will start to pick up the pieces out towards long. Has a smoke to enable the cross, but wants to see if he can peel away a kill first. So he's doing this dry, looking for the fight. Now he's got the spot. Now the smoke will cover. Now he's got vision spotted. The next in towards CT. That nade might do it.
Oh
the
my
shots
God.
certainly will. He's piecing this one together. He's made the cross. A Molotov to ensure the safety on the catwalk, leaving some risk towards Gandalf, but no one's there to check him on it. So the bomb now ticking away, and Rain will advance forward. The Viking of this roster, another headshot dealt out, and Rain, dispelled at the wrong moment, nearly put together another master class. But for the moment, it is 3D Max that manages to inch this round over the line.
All right, Gravity, the force that makes it work there for 3D Max. Able to bring that clutch on in there, spotting out Rain. The quick trade required. Able to save the day and get them back on board. That was one of the more difficult rounds there as well for 3D Max. It felt like everything working.
Just smoke up. There's a gap in it. There's a gap in it. It's not perfect. So these catwalk players need to be a little bit wary. But there's no op around to punish them. It'll be the rifle instead, and Rain. Well, he was the casualty, but his life is exchanged, so maybe worth the price.
Yeah, again, these situations where it's difficult to rotate, where FaZe have been able to thrive in a missed op shot from Maka. He's not falling. He has to, though. He can't stick around for forever, and he's going to have to concede that A-bomb site.
Throwing that flash like it's a molly. That doesn't stop them. They can keep going. So this time fading away, and now the positioning is really rough for this retake. No presence out towards long. They know the op dropped in towards CT, so they're not very wary of those sight lines, though they are respecting them. But a fight on the catwalk if they find this first casualty as they go for the boost up. That incendiary's a little too deep. But the kills come up for 3D Max, and now suddenly they need a hero on the FaZe side. Kerrigan going to take matters into his own hands. But a flashbang to keep him uncomfortable. He fights forward knowing that he needs his space. Dancing with Lucky eventually comes up, but the time is the issue, and Brokey dancing around the boxes might just have enough of it. XLCs can't find that C4. This round is lost. It's FaZe with 6. Though the kills go the way of the French squad, there are no survivors.
This round called off the back of a timeout here. You're going to feel a lot of confidence. That unity coming through makes this team so deadly. Everyone believing in the leadership, believing in each other here in this roster, and a perfectly called out round to make your life easy in this round. Now, getting out of it alive can be a challenge when everyone's playing Contain on 3D Max.
Also something that Rain wanted to emphasize in an appearance over on HLTV confirmed was, holy cow, hold on, we got to focus right back in. 3D Max have tipped these scales back their way. Now it falls to Frozen to be the hero, not able to contend, and oh my goodness, how is that so quick? Ruthless, magical, defuse on plenty of time.
They're bread and butter throughout this half as well. See if they can make it work with, again, limitations on Gravity's support system. They do put a lot of emphasis towards the middle and a lot of shots being spammed down range. Inside the smoke here, Gravity run and gun with the AK. Looking to put the finishing touches on this half. Shouldn't have too many troubles dealing with Brokey. Dodging the bullets, somehow evading the spam. Knives are out for Maka. Having a good old time of it.
Look, he stays alive for a moment, but this would be the most obscene round yet from Brokey. A Deagle, 24 health, just trying to dodge the bullets, and Maka will run him down. All tied at the half. Turns out when you can see all 10 dots on the board, it's a little easier to read. Why don't IGLs just try this one weird trick?
Some do.
Unfortunately, some of them do. That is a problem. Big problem for Twistzz, leaving it to Frozen to solve. One man back of the site getting run down, and wow, he does get 2. Maybe above expectation. It falls into a 2-on-2 as this bomb still needed to be planted down, and as they fight forward, well, there's no chance to do so. What a recovery. Frozen sets them up, and his teammates.
As well, being a very deadly position. That's a much more difficult round to work through. AWP in the mix, but Brokey wins it. Not fooled by the decoy. Steps in, fights an opening fight here, and no utility to deal with. Brokey going for more. Brokey wants it all. 3 kills exploding in the round here. Now he has to challenge another offer, shut down by Exorcise. But a masterful 3K here to set the tone.
As a little bit more of a backstop to set Frozen up for the long flank. So for the moment, at least 3D Max are forgiven their carelessness, but now Twistzz starts to look, and just in time for Lucky's crosshair to find his dome.
With that, I mean, at least it's going to shift up the positioning here, but they're still walking in to this A side. Kerrigan having second thoughts, though.
The idea is to dump that utility to try and stall them up a little bit for Frozen to get in position, but you almost wish you were trading positions, right? Frozen has all that stall out nades, and he can't do anything with it here. It's all about the flank for him, so Kerrigan and Rain are going to have to fight this without the privilege of their teammate joining them. Nice nade on, but a jump up from Kerrigan forces the issue and buys that extra chunk of time. Space taken towards middle. This is pressure onto the B players here on the scaffolding. Brokey still comes out with one. Doing the maximum out of his position, but eventually the pinch is going to come in. Do they realize there's still a Frozen here?
Oh my god.
Gravity certainly does. Understand the situation. That means the bomb can't get planted down, though. Gravity was thinking like he might want to fight. Now falls for just one, and Exorcise not just good for 2. 4 stacked up to keep 3D Max in the mix here.
Now they're going to start to re-clear long spot out nothing, and you can get the rotations back in time, but are they going to be quick enough here? Because Body's already setting up utility to run out into the site.
Yeah, here comes the hit. Frozen has to deliver. Kerrigan's been lost in towards mid as well. Frozen with the 1, the second as well. Again, maximizing what he can in a very tough spot, but it's going to take a while for FaZe to get the numbers around to actually be able to do this retake.
No HP for Rain. No kits in the server right now. Only an HE is their utility to break on through, so jump the reactions, kind of figure out what the next step is from FaZe and beat them to the punch here. Exits could be interesting, though. Rain is going to find one. Nice connection. HE does enough damage to complete the kill onto Lucky. And the only gun being saved is an AWP upgraded AK as well.
That's
so
really nice.
They're outbeat inside the lurk smoke.
Oh,
Lucky's already pouncing on this B site.
It's past him. Frozen doesn't know. Frozen does know. Frozen's realized in the nick of time, now dropping back in. It's chaos in the smokes. This is madness. This is pandemonium. And even with that space in towards middle, with that kill found from Gravity, now he's just trying to call them off, trying to bail out. They still got a minute 10. They've got some time. But somehow, in all that madness and all that space taking, it's kind of come out to status quo.
Yeah, I think both teams willing to handshake that was enough chaos that we don't want to mess around with anything further. I mean, 3D Max Lucky, they didn't really walk away with much more damage.
Well, no, they don't walk away with Lucky. But everybody else still alive. And now a couple kills in towards middle, opening up this map entirely. Take your pick. It's going to be one defender towards either side. Who do they want to tango with? Well, now one of those dance partners is no longer available. It's all onto Kerrigan, and they are bringing things his way. But he's got to pull off some sick moves right now. 25 seconds. They're running from him. They are terrified. Kerrigan, the captain of this squad, might still be able to tip these scales, but Maka is ready. Guards the path, and 3D Max will not let this primo opportunity slip away from them.
They know that Brokey likely on the other end of the server has an op in play. They're not worried about it. Not even a smoke for doors here. Instead, Brokey on the catwalk, and he still does his damage. A big-time opening. HE slowed down the pace, although not doing as much damage here.
Wow.
In a position to stabilize the round.
Where'd that nade go?
I don't know.
Hit him on the shoulder?
It landed in his face.
I'm so confused. All right, well, magical mystery nade. But Brokey, at least, will keep Body from getting away with that one. Bomb looking to be planted, but taking some risks here in the duel up against Kerrigan. They know Kerrigan likes to force these issues. He slipped his way back towards Goose. This might not be expected. That's a hell of a find. The boost up over the smoke. Rain gone. But on these smoke fades, it's Kerrigan who could just be the difference maker. The nade pop reveals. And Kerrigan comes out the worst for the wear. Brokey down, trying to find nades. It falls to Maka, but he cannot hold.
For survival in that last round, but hanging in there, getting 11. You need to find these follow-up 2. Damage being done here, and somehow Exorcise able to thread aggression out towards long, taking heavy fire underneath the microscope. But that HE, he still survives. Their mystery HEs are going, disappearing again.
What they pack those HEs with?
Duds.
They brought the wrong ones. They were bringing those dodgeballs we were talking about earlier. And on the edge of this smoke, Twistzz can't finish the first. Does eventually, but 1 for 1, a lot less impactful. Brokey trying to figure out his maneuvering, but over the box, Maka expects. It falls to Frozen. Back at the site, nothing doing this time when they needed him most. This is where 3D Max cracked through.
It's a question you got to ask here. Is Kerrigan able to hold on to this gun? No, it's ripped out of his hands at the tail end. Just at the right time.
The triumphant return of Twistzz at risk of being sullied. The final hurrah with Rain.
Oh my god.
Not going to plan. And Twistzz down and done in this one. What is more FaZe than pulling off a bullshit Deagle round? Well, if they're going to do this one, you might have to bring that bomb towards A, and that's exactly where it's headed just for this moment. Players stacking up on the catwalk. Everybody's here.
Oh
and
my
the
God.
invitations to the party are out. Kerrigan with 3. Captain of the squad and Fragger supreme in this moment when they needed it most. But there's more work to do. That bomb is dropped in their vision. Nades to block, flashes to distract, and Maka to clean up these kills. But look at the health. Body shots will be enough, and this man, Brokey, is setting up to deliver. Over the box, a walk out. That's what he wants to risk. Thinks better of it, backs away, and so 3D Max for the moment are going to be able to gain some ground. Maka wants to make a move of his own. Brokey expects this, though! And though it takes many shots, they do land. Down to the clutch, lucky to punch in those numbers. Utility at hand, and Brokey's misread this. He thinks it's going the other way. He stops for a gun. Now he's going back, realizing his mistake, whittling away precious seconds. Certainly no kit in this one, but well worth the risk now as Brokey creeps closer. Both players damaged up. Brokey a little bit higher in the health, spots the player. Now he's got the info, but Lucky swings in! And so Magic denied! They don't have any of the Molotovs to clear out the spot. It's going to be a hard fight for them, and they've got the right read. It's Brokey that they have to challenge, but they'll wait for those initial pops of the smoke, and again, they're just so limited in what they have available. If Brokey goes down, it's going to be so hard to hold this, and the flashes blind him, block him off. The bomb still needs to cross, and Lucky misses his opportunity. So numbers at least in favor of FaZe now, but that bomb is getting planted, and Maka wants to end this quick on the scope. Evens out the numbers. Brokey the point man here. They want to brawl out towards long. Gravity brings one low. It's all on to Brokey and Frozen, and make that just one man who cannot survive. They brought it right to the wire. They brought it to the distance. It was looking like a FaZe classic.